So today we're morning joeing with Joe from Outdoorsmans, in case you forgot. I've got the new Zeiss SFL 12x50s. They're making these things in a 1250, a 1050, and an 8x50. I haven't got my hands on the 850 yet, but kind of intrigued to see what that looks like, especially because it's going to keep this same small sort of form factor that the SFL line is kind of known for. These things are pretty sweet as far as the size and weight that you get out of them, out of a 1250. I believe the specs are like for the 1250 you're at 30.8 ounces, so up to par with a lot of the 12s out there. And then you're talking like a 6.3 inch total length. So I've got them fitting really nicely in this FHF small bino harness here. So not too bad. Still got stuff in the pockets and everything like that. So small bino harness, 1250, nice compact. One thing that I do really like about these, just like right out of the box, is the objective lens size, at least the outer diameter for hand holding. Zeiss put these like little flat, I don't know if you could see, it's a little bit more of a flatter edge here. And so you can really kind of get a good grip on it and hand hold get a pretty stable platform hand holding 12s. Realistically, they got the quarter 20 stud, quarter 20 threads in there, so you could throw an Outdoorsman stud. I put the large stud in here. It's got a little bit more purchase on the bridge. Throw it on your bino adapter and we'll get to glassing. I'm looking out to about anywhere between 600 and I've got 1,400 yards out that way.
So what kind of species do you like a 1250 for? What's your application?
Honestly, the 1250, mule deer, coues deer. Depending on the area, I'd use them for elk, but it'd have to be pretty open, like in Arizona, Unit 10, where you're looking at a lot of kind of open juniper type country. Anything like close range timber, I'm not using 12s. I'm going to probably use 8s. But for this stuff out here, I mean, 12s and a spotting scope for coues deer is my go-to setup. Now that the Swarovski's got those 14s out, I might play with those a little bit. But these SFL 12s are kind of changing my mind because they're so much smaller than the 14s. I feel like they're a little bit shorter than the in overall length than the NL 12s. And I don't think I'm losing too much going from the NLs to these. Brightness, they're on par. Edge-to-edge clarity might be a touch lacking compared, but that's what you're going to get when you go from a $2,000 binocular to a $3,400 binocular. You're going to get that better edge-to-edge. The NL 12s, I know, have a better field of view. I think they're like 340 feet at 1,000 yards, whereas these things are 313 feet at 1,000 yards. So, excuse me, so not too far off at all. I could use these for dang near anything. These are beautiful. So the Razor UHDs are probably the closest to this price point. I think they're somewhere between 16, 18, 2,000, somewhere like that. And from what I've seen, the Zeiss are the better optic. Now, I haven't had them compared side by side. I'm going off my memory, but we'll do that comparison shortly. So stay tuned, YouTube. But there's no color shift. There's no chromatic like aberrations on edges of things. Like if I have a tree in the foreground or something, I'm not getting like green fringing on the branches or anything like that. I'm not getting any sort of fringing on the edge, just a slight blur, which is par for the course for binoculars almost every binocular out there has a little bit of blur on the edge. But I mean, these things are phenomenal. So, like I said, 1,300 yards, I could tell that this doe out here is a doe. It's kind of a thicker hillside with some scrub oak and a couple junipers, and they're kind of in and out, heads down. You can't really see too much, so a little hard to tell in general. But as far as durability goes, now granted, this is really my first look at these 1250s, but I've had a pair of SFL 1040s for, I don't know, 2 years now, maybe 3. And I mean, I take them with me. I let my boy use them when he's hunting with me, because they're nice and small and compact, and he can handhold them pretty easily. And like, he's 8, he wears them on his chest and he walks around with them, and he hasn't destroyed them at all. I mean, granted, he takes pretty good care of them, but he's also 8. With the abuse that he's put them through, they haven't broken, haven't had to take them to repair yet. Just simple cleaning the dust off of them and wiping down the lenses, and they've been fine. No collimation issues. Yeah, Zeiss, as far as my experience, their binos are durable, they're dependable, and their customer service is pretty dang good. If you need something cleaned, if you need something repaired, they're really easy to run through. They have an online portal. They also have us. So, feel free to give us a call. We could send them in for you.
Where do the SFLs fit in their line compared to the rest of them?
Oh, yeah. So, Zeiss has, like other optics brands, they have kind of 3 major lines, and then they have like the Terra EDs, which is their like $200, $500 pair of binos. But you've got the HDX, the Conquest HDX, which got an upgrade this year. Those are great. Those are about the $1,000 price point, so they're kind of like lowish tier line. And then you've got the SFL line, which is their mid tier, and I put that in quotes because mid tier at about $1,800 to $2,000 is not mid for a lot of people. But when you're comparing like the SFLs to the Zeiss SF Victory line, that's going to be your 3,000 plus price point. So that's their higher end. But in all honesty, I could live at this SFL line. Between the 1040s and now the 50s, if you handed me either pair and said, go find yourself some coues deer, I'd be happy. So yeah, Zeiss SFL 12x50, brand new. We're really excited about them. I'm telling you, I know I've been on our YouTube channel quite a bit and talking about how much I like this SFL line, and I'm not lying to you guys. This stuff is really good. Zeiss has the best bang for your buck optics out there right now, between the HDXs at $1,000 and the SFL line at $2,000. There's not a binocular that you can't find in those price ranges that will be as good as these. So take a look at them. Give us a call. You know where to find us. Outdoorsmans.com, 1-800-291-8065. Give us a call. Find us online. These are cool. Buy them.